Today, we are going to talk about contact dermatitis, an inflammatory skin reaction triggered by direct contact with an external substance. Two types, two completely different mechanisms, and you must distinguish them. Irritant contact dermatitis accounts for 80% of all cases. It is a direct chemical or physical insult to the skin. No immune sensitization required. It can happen on first exposure. Allergic contact dermatitis is only 20% of cases, but it is immune-mediated, meaning the patient had to be exposed before. It cannot happen on first contact with a new allergen. Two pathways, two timelines. Irritant pathway. The chemical or physical agent directly damages epidermal cells. Those compromised cells immediately release inflammatory mediators. The reaction is rapid, minutes to hours after exposure. No prior sensitization needed. Allergic pathway is completely different. First exposure causes sensitization over 10 to 14 days. The immune system learns the allergen and builds a T-cell response. On every subsequent exposure, those primed T-cells activate and drive vasodilation, intracellular edema, and widespread inflammation. This is type 4 delayed hypersensitivity. No IgE involved. That is the exam trap. Allergic contact dermatitis is not type 1. It is type 4 T-cell mediated, and it always requires prior exposure. Know your acute versus chronic presentation cold. Acute, itching and burning as subjective symptoms, with visible erythema, vesicles, bully, and oozing. These are your classic weeping lesions from fluid escaping through damaged epithelium. Chronic, when the irritant or allergen exposure continues unresolved, the skin undergoes structural remodeling, scaling, thickening, lichenification, and permanent pigment changes. That lichenification, the leathery thickened skin texture, tells you this has been going on for a long time. Critical complication. Scratching breaks the skin barrier and opens the door to secondary bacterial infection. Monitor for signs of superinfection, increasing warmth, purulent drainage, expanding erythema. Systemic symptoms are rare unless the dermatitis is severely widespread. Diagnosis starts with a thorough history. Onset, exposures, work environment, personal care products, new medications. The distribution and pattern of the lesions are your diagnostic fingerprint. Reactions confined to where a watch band sits, or shaped exactly like a glove cuff, are telling you where the contact was. Patch testing is your definitive diagnostic tool. The standard is the TRUE test. The extended North American panel adds sensitivity for occupational and environmental allergens. Here is the critical exam point. A negative patch test points toward irritant contact dermatitis. Irritant dermatitis does not produce a positive patch test because it is not immune-mediated. A positive patch test confirms allergic contact dermatitis. This differentiation matrix is your clinical decision anchor. Etiology. Irritant occurs from direct chemical or physical damage on first or repeated exposures. No prior sensitization needed. Allergic requires prior sensitization. Strictly requires a previous exposure. Location. Irritant typically hits hands and forearms, the most exposed surfaces in occupational and household settings. Allergic contact dermatitis favors the dorsal hand specifically. Clinical findings: irritant presence with dryness, vesiculation, prominent fissures, and cracks. The barrier is mechanically broken down. Allergic presence with vasodilation, perivascular infiltrates, and intracellular edema. An immune-driven vascular and cellular response. And diagnostics. Irritant is confirmed by clinical presentation plus a negative patch test. Allergic is confirmed by a positive patch test. Treatment follows mechanism. What caused it dictates how you treat it. For irritant dermatitis, first priority is identifying and completely removing the physical or chemical irritant. Then restore the skin barrier with hydrophilic creams and petrolatum. Antibiotics only if secondary infection develops. Do not use them prophylactically. For allergic contact dermatitis, allergen avoidance is non-negotiable and permanent. The sensitization does not reverse. Aluminum acetate, also called Burow's solution. As cool compresses, reduces weeping and inflammation. Topical corticosteroids for mild cases. Systemic corticosteroids, a short 7 to 10 day course. For severe or widespread disease. Shared across both types, oral antihistamines manage the itch, and topical corticosteroids with compresses address weeping lesions in either presentation. Your nursing role in contact dermatitis is built on 4 pillars. Assess, go deep on the history. specific triggers, precise symptom onset, occupational and environmental exposures. A patient who develops hand dermatitis every Monday may be reacting to something at work. Protect. Teach your patient to use protective gloves, apply emollients regularly, and switch to gentle, fragrance-free cleansers. The skin barrier is compromised. Your job is to help them rebuild and defend it. Treat and monitor. Ensure they understand correct application technique for topical corticosteroids, duration, amount, and location, and watch closely for signs of secondary bacterial infection, which is the most common complication. Educate. Long-term avoidance is the cornerstone of management. Your patient needs to know exactly what they're reacting to and how to restructure their environment to avoid re-exposure. This summary infographic consolidates everything. Irritant dermatitis is 80% of cases. Direct chemical damage negative patch test, hands and forearms. Manage by removing the irritant and restoring the skin barrier. Allergic contact dermatitis is 20%. Delayed type 4 hypersensitivity, positive patch test, dorsal hands. Managed by permanent allergen avoidance plus corticosteroids scaled to severity. Both share the acute to chronic progression, vesicles and oozing acutely, thickening and scaling chronically. Both are treated with topical and systemic corticosteroids, antihistamines for itch, and antibiotics only when secondary infection is confirmed. Your nursing interventions, trigger avoidance teaching, correct medication use, and rigorous skin protection are what break the cycle.